Hi, my name is Lian Zeitz, and I am the Director of Youth Engagement and Advocacy at CitiesRISE. It's a great honor and pleasure to be speaking to everybody at the Agora World Happiness presentation. And today's talk is going to be about how to activate and connect young people to create mental health friendly cities and communities. And we have two of the leaders in this mental health friendly cities movement joining us today from Kenya. And so I'm gonna introduce the two other speakers that I'm here with. So Professor, if you could go ahead and introduce yourself, that would be great. And then Sam next.
Yeah, thank you, Lian. My name is Lukoya Tuoli. I'm a psychiatrist and a teacher of mental health at Moi University School of Medicine in Kenya. I'm also the director of research and development at CitiesRISE. And CitiesRISE is an initiative that brings together expertise in order to empower young people and develop programs and activities aimed at creating mental health friendly cities across the world. Currently working out of 5 cities, but with an ambition to move and have all this exciting work in all the cities in the world and involving young people. So at the core of CitiesRISE programming is the philosophy that first, mental health is the big chronic disease of young people. And secondly, that a significant proportion of the global population is young. And therefore, if you're going to make a dent in the mental health and in happiness across the world, you must work with and through young people. And so recognizing that, we are very deliberately going into cities and identifying youth leaders and empowering them so that they can engage the systems in order to cause the changes that they would like to cause and make their cities more mental health friendly. And if these changes are in policy, legislation, advocacy, they affect the whole country, they affect the whole region, and they affect the whole world. And young people are at the core of this programming. Young people determine a lot of the things that we do, and many of our programs are targeted at improving the mental health and well-being of young people in our cities.
Thank you, Professor. You know, one of the interesting pieces of this work and the learnings we had is that when we went out and spoke with young people around the world, they said they need to be empowered with the resources and skills and tools to be more effective when they're going out and trying to drive change. And so one of the ways that CitiesRISE did this is that we developed something called a Youth Challenge Award program. And this is one piece of the broader programming of CitiesRISE, but at its core, it's a commitment to bringing resources and technical assistance and networks to young people that are trying to drive change in their community. And one of the people that really has been a vanguard of this work is Sam, who's on the call. And he was the first Youth Challenge Award winner in Nairobi, Kenya in 2017. And so Sam, I would like to just invite you to talk about the work you're doing with Amazing Minds on college campuses and any of the ways in which you feel that your work is innovative in connecting young people to be more active agents in the change they want to see in the world.
Thank you, Lian. So my name is, as Lian has said, Samuel Talam, a youth leader and executive director, Amazing Minds Africa. So Amazing Minds Africa is a network of youth leaders creating awareness and providing support for mental health issues on campus. And for us, we believe creating an ecosystem where feeling safe in a healing environment is the ground for wellness among young people. In a world where the society continuously profiles young people negatively in learning institutions, at home, and extrafamilial environments. This feeling of isolation, rejection, continues to cultivate dysfunctional young generation where young people have no one to trust, hence a cascade into chaos and extremism. We also believe that theater and art is the grandparent of understanding, acceptance, and cultivation of truth that moves us forward. And it is therefore with this understanding that we create theater forums that expose young people to day-to-day situations that help them become more aware of their situations and positions. And this then provides an opportunity for them to rehearse the roles and give them some control in charting the future. And we also refer students to available support systems on campus. And through our buddy group system, we connect them with each other in meaningful ways.
Oh, thanks, Sam. Could you, so I'm a student at Kenyatta University, and I'm going to look at your programming. What will it look like if I walk up and see the work that you're doing? I'm a student that needs support. How does the work actually play out for them if they're showing up to see Amazing Minds?
So ideally, what a forum theater session looks like is students come, we create a theater platform on campus where we create plays that explore situations that students go through on a daily basis on campus. And so we start with warm-up games and enact situations where we invite the students to come and replace our protagonist or our main actor in the play. So let's say our main actor commits suicide, which is a huge issue on campus right now in Kenyan campuses. So we ask the students, did you like what you saw while our actors were, and they'll probably say, no, we didn't like. And then we invite them and ask them, what would you do if you are in that situation? And this provides students with an opportunity to explore different issues. And again, I would say for us, it's not about getting the best solution, but providing a situation where young people explore different things, different issues and solutions, and learning from others. They would say, for example, this worked for me, and I would explore this, and this might work for me. So it's an environment where we depend on the collective wisdom of the community to provide solutions that help people move forward.
Amazing, thank you. And one of the interesting things I think about the work with CitiesRISE, and that that I think we're really working through across youth-led innovations, is how does the really powerful work that you're doing get connected to broader systems and activities so that it doesn't happen in isolation. So for instance, as somebody who needs a more higher level of care or attention, there's an access point or a referral pathway that can be connected to that. And so Professor Lukoye, I think this is an interesting question towards you, which is, when we have these exciting youth innovations and there's all these professional networks that could be leveraged, where do you see as this opportunity for connection between kind of the professional sector and kind of these grassroots level work?
Yeah, so I think first it's useful to look at the CitiesRISE fundamental pillars, and those pillars cut across the paradigms of coping as one of the most important things that have been identified by young people as a need, and the second one is connecting. So that sense of connectedness, and the connectedness is between the young people themselves, but also between the young people and the systems around them that have an impact on their mental health and well-being. And so those systems begin with the professionals in the community and their societies, and go to the government agencies that are involved with young people and with mental health, like the ministries of health, the local governments, departments of health, social services, ministries of education, and so on and so forth. So finding platforms that bring young people together so that they can articulate what they think are the most important issues of their time and design solutions that then address those issues, and then connecting them to the systems where they can then cause lasting change. Like if there's a problem in education, connecting them to the education system so that the next curriculum that is being written would include the things they think are important for their mental health. And so CitiesRISE provides the opportunity, leveraging work with professional societies like World Psychiatric Association, Kenya Psychiatric Association, the Chennai Psychiatric Association, and many others, and bringing that to the governments, because the governments need this technical expertise in order to develop programs that are more responsive to the needs of young people, and bringing them to the young people as well, because young people want to design interventions, they want to design projects and programs that speak to their specific needs. So creating an environment in which young people feel comfortable engaging policy makers, but also feel comfortable engaging the professionals and feel comfortable engaging each other is the dream, the ultimate dream of CitiesRISE, because out of that environment, the things that emanate there packaged as solutions for young people end up being solutions for whole nations, solutions for the whole world, because the problems that young people are facing, I think, can be classified as the biggest problems of our time.
Yeah, no, that absolutely resonates with me, and I think one of the nuances of the work that's underway is that this change and this shift in how systems need to move is going to happen over time, and the mindset shift from actors in various sectors, whether it's education or mental health professionals, to be able to meaningfully engage young people is like an arduous, challenging task, because it means it's not business as usual anymore. The old way of working and system is what we're saying is not going to sustain us in addressing the bigger challenges of our time. And so I think a lot of the work that we're doing, whether it's in Chennai or Nairobi or Seattle, is really actually pushing at that barrier of where is the resistance in the system, but then where is there an opportunity to really drive a new way of working? And so whether it's arts-based programs or connecting sports to mental health and others, we're seeing across all of the cities that we work so many opportunities to actually demonstrate new ways of working. And I think the work that we're doing over the next few years is really thinking about what are these demonstration points to really show how young people are activated to drive change in new and profound ways, and then how are the leaders in the various systems coming behind those young people to make it more impactful. And so if you'd like to respond.
I was going to add that over the past couple of years, CitiesRISE has tested interventions and tested things to do in the field. We are now coming around an initiative called YouthRISE, and that initiative is designed around our core philosophy of having young people who are activated and connected to the systems in order for them to cause changes that are important for them. And an important component of this is that when we go into a city, then we'll do a rapid analysis, identify the youth leaders who have potential and who are doing something in the community, and then do the Youth Challenge Award as an opportunity to bring them together so that those that win the award would have a project that then we support and they run throughout the year. But everybody who applies for it then becomes part of a citywide youth network that then designs a campaign and runs that campaign throughout the year, aimed at causing serious, lasting, sustainable changes in how people do things. And we are seeing results in the sense that in cities where young people have come together and had campaigns of this nature, in the beginning, the systems look at them with suspicion and think, what are these young people trying, and so on. But as time goes by and positive changes start happening, the systems start looking for the young people. And meetings will not happen, and they will be asking, where are the young people here? Where are the young people's voices? And this is the kind of change that CitiesRISE would hope to have, so that at the end of the day, no important decisions are made without involving young people, so that we design solutions that resonate with them and that will work for them, in the belief that if it works for the young people who are the majority in the population, then it will work for that country.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. And you know, the theme of this year's Agora conference is hope in the face of uncertainty. And we can all only imagine the level of uncertainty young people face when systems aren't responsive to their needs or actually including their voice. I would be very uncertain if I'm not included in the decisions that impact my life among the world of things. And so, Sam, if I could just direct this to you quickly in terms of where are you seeing students in campus in Kenya having the highest level of uncertainty in their life, you know, and my follow-up question will be around deriving hope, but I would just be interested to you around like this notion of living with uncertainty. I know that there's so much changes happening in a young person's life, and I know you work with a lot of young people. So if you could just speak quickly about where you're seeing young people facing uncertainty in their day-to-day lives, that would be really great.
Yeah, and from my experience in working with young people, so currently we work in 4 universities, 3 in Nairobi, and just interacting and being in these platforms, seeing that young people are looking at whether it's the government, whether it's the system in the university, their parents. The biggest uncertainty is, you know, some lack of hope in terms of, you know, do we have a future? Are the older generation listening to our voices? You know, for example, in Kenya, one of the biggest challenges is unemployment. Many young people from university are saying, even when we do universities and, you know, really worked hard in our different programs, are we going to get jobs out there? And even currently, as the government is implementing a building bridges initiative, which is an, you know, a government initiative that's trying to bring together different communities, young people are still being left out of the conversation, and many are, you know, not hopeful about what their future looks like. And so I think young people are listened to, which is a big thing. And I would say what I'm more hopeful in at this time is young people are coming out to speak up and add their voices. And despite the huge uncertainty, the problems, young people are saying, you know, we want to be the ones who contribute to this change we want to see in our societies. And whether it's reaching out to the universities and just trying to add their voices, and also seeing that there are many people who care about, you know, young people. For example, I would give a case story of CitiesRISE, and just in trying to meaningfully put youth at the table. I think that's also something that's hopeful for me, because I think that happiness will never come to those people who do not appreciate what they have. And for me and for us as an organization, I appreciate the little steps that we are making towards this change that we want to see.
Thank you. Yeah, no, you know, one of the things that you said that really hung true to me is that, you know, in the face of the way the world is happening and the changes and transformations that young people are going through, mental health solutions cannot be narrow in thinking about what is, you know, the depression or the singular mental health illnesses. It has to be understood within a broader vacuum of people's lives and systems. For instance, the challenges young people facing in Kenya are so interrelated to, you know, the workplace opportunities and the opportunities to live kind of fulfilling and meaningful lives that they can contribute to their families and their communities. I know in Kenya, you know, there's a lot of obligation to provide for your family as you leave school and different things like that. And so the uncertainty around that, and maybe if you drive hope, can be a precursor to developing mental health problems. And so as we think about solutions and responses, not taking our lens out of the vacuum of the lives that young people live is really important. And I think the work you guys are doing is really stellar in that front. And so as we go into the last round, you know, I'll probably start in just talking about where I derive a lot of hope from right now. And I think for me, what makes me most hopeful is that I think the change that so many people have been demanding for so long is actually feeling like it's more tangible and able to happen much faster than I think previously thought. And so when we're talking about actually young people moving from being beneficiaries to being the actual agents of change and having the systems respond, I think it was previously thought that this would take 20 to 30 to 50 years to truly do. And we're actually finding that we can do this right now. And that actually gives me a lot of hope that there's no time to wait. we know we can do it, and we can be moving very fast. And so I get a lot of hope with the opportunity for action, knowing that it's there. And so I'll leave that, and would love to hear from you guys a message around on what makes you most hopeful.
Yeah, I think what makes me most hopeful, firstly, is the fact that 2/3 of the world's population is young, and out of the young, there will always be ideas about the things that need to be done and how to do them better and differently. And importantly, that the world is starting to listen, as you say. So the fact that there are many young people who are concerned about the environment, who are concerned about their well-being, and who would like to make changes to the system, that gives me hope, because then we are not only leaving it in the hands of a few people to fix the world's problems, but we are giving these problems to the owners of the problems, who are the young people and the ones who are capable of generating solutions. And if we do that and do that consistently, there is hope in the world.
Absolutely. And Sam, our young innovative leader on the call, will end with you on what brings you hope.
Yeah, what I'm more hopeful of is the energy and enthusiasm of young people. That young people I have interacted with across Nairobi are very hopeful that, they understand the problem, and they're beginning to add their voices and say that, we know these are the solutions, and challenging the policymakers, challenging the institutions around them, to, listen to them. For me, that's more hopeful. And also that we are having many people who are supporting young people in saying that, we understand what you're going through, and that despite the fact that it might be slow at policy level, there are some wins we can have, at ground level. And for me, just seeing that we are already having the ball rolling and young people are at the forefront of this really gives me so much hope and excitement as we head into the future.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I feel more hopeful after hearing what you guys are talking about. And so with that, I just want to thank you both for your time. And it was really exciting to participate in World Happiness Fora. And it was really a pleasure to be speaking with you.
Thank you, Lian, for organizing this.